Oh, it's good to be back in the FC Sneaker Factory to bring you beautiful people out there, the fellas. Oh, and those beautiful ladies that I call my cheerleaders, a brand new segment. Because yes, those doors, in case you're not aware, have been open for you beautiful people to go ahead and come on into the FC Sneaker Factory. As you can see, Mr. Wonderful is always looking amazing, and he's in front of those beautiful bright lights and in front of that beautiful camera where you can see me and this beautiful shoe to my right in that 4K fashion. So as you're all aware, those doors are open up for you to come into the FC Sneaker Factory and for us to do a brand new sneaker profiles, a brand new segment, right, that I'm about to deliver you. Shoes that I have to say are one of the probably the first Jordans that really stood out in my mind, right? I actually saw the people that I went to school with wearing these, and they just made me want them even more. And this first one, I mean, to start off, right off the bat, just one of them amazing shoe. And it's pretty crazy about this shoe because Mr. Wonderful never had it in his collection until this actual year, 2023. So before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and do this great and wonderful fit check that Mr. Wonderful always brings you, right? Today, I set some time aside so I could do these profiles, but after this, I got a few errands to run, and then I'm supposed to meet with one of the beautiful cheerleaders. Oh, you know how I love the cheerleaders. Meet with her and grab some dinner, like an late lunch, early dinner. So we're supposed to grab some food, and then who knows after that. But as you see, right, I actually did an unboxing with this fleece on. That I'm wearing it currently right now, but I did an unboxing of this fleece, and now you're going to actually take a look and see how it looks on Mr. Wonderful. So in case you're not aware, currently right now we're having a late winter, right, or a late summer, whatever you want to call it, but it's been a little bit cold in California. So you know Mr. Wonderful had to dress appropriately, and it's just a perfect time to bust out this fleece that I purchased this year. So as you can see, have to be careful with it because it is that very light beige colored fleece. But you see those hits. You do got a green hit where it says Keth, but also a lot of this, the green hoodie, the green sleeves as far as, where the wrists go. But the majority of it is that very light beige fleece color. So Mr. Wonderful has to be careful, but a lot of great hits. This is actually brown, and it does have Keth on that zipper, and it is leather. So here we go, though. I am rocking, the all-white premium JCPenney's tee underneath, but I am rocking some black AG denim. So perfect. I mean, just a great fit. I feel comfortable. It's not snug, but it is that loose fitting. But it's just a great fleece to go with this perfect weather that we're having, especially for this time of the year. I'm very happy with this. I know a lot of people love the sun, love the heat, but when it comes to that heat, I mean, just not a big fan of it. But so I'm always pushing for those late winters or late spring days when it comes to the summertime. But here we go. Sneaker profiles 206 right here, and we are talking about some Air Jordan 13s that are in my collection. So in case you're wondering, yeah, let's go ahead and open up the books on this one. 206 profiles so far. And there it is right there. 206 pages, 206 when it comes to that catalog. So let's go ahead and talk about this beautiful shoe that I have in front of me. And let's go ahead and take a look at the box first. But then we'll go ahead and go on to a little bit of a backstory when it comes to the 13, how it originated. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at this beautiful shoe that you see, not quite in the thumbnail, but you can actually read it in below that thumbnail. Hopefully you're all literate. But let's go ahead and take a look at this shoe box first. So here we go. So this is the actual identical to how the shoe box looked back in 1998 when this shoe first came out. But let's take a look at this retro box right here. Slightly bigger probably from compared to the original. You do have that gray box still. I want to say when it came to the original boxes, it was a little bit more metallic when it came to the box, a little bit more shiny. But let's take a look at that label there. The Air Jordan 13 Retro, black, true red, white, size 10.5. Of course, Mr. Wonderful, that's how Mr. Wonderful brings you. And of course, that paper looks damn crispy because like you're all aware, right? I never take out my shoes unless I'm going to do a profile or I'm about to wear it. That's the only time I take out these shoes. And fortunately for myself, this is the first time I have taken it out since I purchased it, since I did that FLOYD's pickups back, this year, probably early on this year, I want to say. But we'll go ahead and go into the dates and all that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the shoe, the beautiful shoe, right, for sneaker profiles. 206 right here. And we are talking about the Air Jordan 13, the playoff colorway right here. Gorgeous shoe. Okay, so the person that designed the shoe, I mean, we should all know this by now, but this is the amazing designer, right? A lot of shoes were created by this man, and he goes by Tinker Hatfield. He blessed the sneaker world with another unforgettable design for the Air Jordan 13, which was inspired by the Black Panther, playing off Michael Jordan's nickname, the Black Cat. The shoe took on a predatory look of that ferocious feline with that dotted embroidered on the upper, mimicking the base of a panther's whiskers, and that paw pad outsole design. The signature features the Air Jordan 13 would be that circular hologram on the heel, that colored yellow-green like panther eye, which included that 3D Jumpman and that 23. Okay, so there's that little bit of backstories. Now let's go ahead and go on to this actual sneaker. So originally this shoe came out back in 1998, right? Jordan actually first brought this shoe out during the All-Star Weekend, during the festivities, right? During the game, he originally debuted this shoe. But this is actually known as the playoffs because in 1998, the All-Star game, he wore it, obviously, but then also during the 1998 NBA playoffs, as he chased what would be his sixth and final NBA championship. This is the shoe that he wore during his playoff run and during his championship run. So this was back in 1998. So this one, though, that we're looking at, this one that you're looking at, the fellas and those beautiful ladies that I call my cheerleaders, this is the one that came out actually this year, 2023, back in February. And when I'm looking back at my purchase, this dropped on February 2nd, 2023. And it was actually the 25th anniversary of this beautiful shoe right here, the Air Jordan 13, the playoff colorway. So let's take a look at this shoe in a closer look. And I'm sure, and I know for a fact, of course, you watch many videos on this shoe, but let Mr. Wonderful give you this amazing delivery that he can only give you, and also in this 4K fashion. So here we go. So as you see right there in the toe box, you do got that beautiful tumble black leather, and of course you got more of that leather when it comes to this Air Jordan 13 on the medial part of the shoe, right? We're talking about the lateral, but we're talking about the middle part of this shoe right here. You can see that beautiful white, beautiful midsole, but then you also got that transition to that black suede midsole, and that's typically what the Air Jordan 13s bring you when it comes to their midsoles. They normally have this separation, right? You do have that white rubber, but then it is separated and cut up into that nice suede medial portion of the shoe. You got more of those white pods right here, but then you also got that beautiful suede going through the midsole. Just above the midsole, you do have this beautiful black suede right here, just below this beautiful pebbled part of the lateral side with this nice, gorgeous, thick cut leather right there. Now let's take a look at, as we're going towards the rear of the shoe, this is where you got that nice Jumpman and that 23 hologram. I mean, I love that, but that also is representing the Panther's eye. Now let's go ahead and go into the rear part of the shoe. As you can see, the white rubber, it ends and it goes into this beautiful suede, and then you go transition into this nice white pod as far as the rubber goes. But all through right here is all that beautiful suede, a little bit of that nylon material right there. Now let's take a look at the medial part of the shoe, right? Pretty identical, besides, you know, you don't see the hologram, but besides that, it's pretty identical to the lateral. But when it comes to the medial side, though, you do have more of that suede, that beautiful black suede, less of that leather, that tumble leather when it comes to that pebbled tumble leather. When it comes to the medial side, you do have a nice cut of that suede when it goes towards the ankle part of the shoe. But then you do got that nice white rubber, but just above that rubber, you do see that nice suede when it comes to the midsole. But then it does return to those white pods in that white colored rubber. But then you do got that nice little hit of that beautiful shank plate, right? Gorgeous. But then let's take a look at that outsole. This is one of my favorite parts of the Air Jordan 13, is this beautiful outsole, right? Does mimic the Panther's foot, but you see the different pods right here when it comes to this shoe. You do got more of that nice shank plates going on right there. You do have that beautiful yellow and black. You see the black Jumpman, but it's all in that yellow color. Gorgeous. Now let's take a look at the front of the shoe. So this is what you would be seeing. You see that, the Jordan tag right there. But let's take a look at my favorite part, right? The favorite part of all the shoes is that beautiful aerial view of the shoe. You do see that nice tumble leather when it comes to this shoe. And then you have this nice black rope laces, but then you also have this beautiful suede tongue that leads to this beautiful symbol right there. It looks like that, you know, that Mercedes-Benz symbol, but you got that red Jumpman, all black interior, but you do got that nice yellow circular around the Jumpman. So gorgeous. And let's take a look at that. You do got that black collar and that beautiful red Jumpman on the insole with the black insole to bring this shoe all together, right? Gorgeous shoe. Like I mentioned before, I never had this shoe. This shoe actually came out a couple times, right? Originally came out in 1998, but then it re-released, right? The retro, I should say, of this shoe, and that was in 2011. It came out, and then now the 25th anniversary comes out in February 2nd, 2023, and this is the shoe right here. So this was the first time I actually got my hands on this particular Air Jordan 13, the playoff. And it was one of those shoes that I was like kind of hesitant in getting, because it was just like, do I really want this? I mean, I love the shoes, but I just rarely wear the 13s. But it's more for that nostalgia, right? It takes me back to my younger years when I first started really looking at people's shoes, what people were wearing in terms of shoes. And this was one of those shoes that stuck out to me. So this one always brings more of a nostalgic look or nostalgic feel when I think of the Air Jordan 13s, or when I look at them. I grew up with these shoes, so it's always just a great shoe to add to the collection, even though I know I probably will rarely wear this shoe. And you're probably saying, Mr. Wonderful, what's new? You hardly ever wear any of your shoes. Well, you're right on that. But when it comes to the 13s, I find myself rarely wearing these shoes. But it was just one of those shoes that I knew I had to have, right? One that I had to have for the collection, because it just takes me back. But what do you think about this shoe? I know it didn't do much in the resale market. I'm sure it may have even went on sale. I'm not sure, but it probably did. But it was a shoe that I know that a lot of people were able to get their hands on. It was very accessible. It wasn't very limited. I didn't see a lot of like owls when it came to the shoe. So I hope you got your hands on it, especially if you really wanted it, especially if it really takes you back to, your days of growing up. Just a gorgeous shoe right here. Sneaker Profiles 206 right here. Just a great way to open up the books, right? A great way to start this segment because, like I said, 13s, they're really a hit and miss when it comes to the popularity. I like them because, like I mentioned, it's just a really for nostalgic. But let me know, how do you feel about those beautiful shoes right here, the 13s? Drop a comment down below, right? And I know it was just a matter of time before we even got to doing a Sneaker Profiles, doing a segment on the Air Jordan 13s. And you know what? I'm happy to open up the books when it comes to this one. But guess what? This book is closed when it comes to this specific one. But in a couple days, keep tuning in because I'm about to bring you another fucking gem for your beautiful eyes to see. The fellas out there and those beautiful ladies that I call my cheerleaders. I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so much. And you know what? Like I'm going to hear at the end of today and throughout today, I'm going to be hearing these beautiful words. And they're always going to tell me, Mr. Wonderful, Floyd, you are too damn sweet.